Right, welcome back to Blockchain World, your weekly Zoom show about cryptocurrency. Now, it is said that bull runs make fast money, but when prices fall hard, fear is everywhere, and smart people plan their next move. Now, today's topic, navigating cryptocurrency market dynamics. After a bull run, shows investors, fans, and the new people how to stay safe, find good buys, beat fear, and win long term. Now, to help us understand this complexity, we are joined by our regular guests, Mr. Moses Obaje, otherwise known as the iProf, and Mrs. Shifra Poloma, aka Digital Mama. Okay, we have Mrs. Shifra Poloma here with us. Good evening, ma. Yeah, welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening to all our viewers, and good evening to you, Tochukwu, and the crew.
Right, while we await the second guest to join the program, I want to ask, in our last program, could you give a highlight of what we did, so that we can smoothly transit into what we have today? Thank you.
All right. In our last program, we talked about how to detect scam projects, right? And with the common crypto scams that we have, and we made mention of phishing scams, Ponzi schemes, fake ICOs, pump and dump, fake giveaways, and their likes. And we said, bottom line is that people should beware of unsolicited messages. And for them to effectively navigate this space, they need to have ample knowledge in this space and about how to identify messages that are sent, and you don't just click on it because you could compromise your passwords and your apps. And then at the same time, we said there are schemes that are pump and dump. A developer will develop a scheme and a project, whereas he has other intentions at heart. And once it is deployed on the blockchain, he manipulates it either by creating a lot of accounts, wallets, and then keeps dumping them on the public. So anyone that is navigating this space should have ample knowledge about how to identify, what crypto scams are. And we equally talked about pyramid schemes, where a project is deployed and they request you to bring in, referrals. And the issue is that those at the top are always paid, whereas those that are coming in, the newly recruits, will not really see anything. And then recruitment definitely stops because they are not seeing anything, any gain in it. And then at the end of the day, those such systems collapse. I think basically these are a few out of the lot that we spoke about, but learning is continuum here. Our presentations are continuous. And we expect our viewers, those that were not with us, we even have it recorded. You can go through the recordings and keep appearing in our presentations to learn more about how to identify and not to get rug pulled in any space at all. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Thank you very much for that opening statement. I think Mr. Moses Obaje has joined us. Mr. Obaje, are you there? Good morning. Good evening, I mean to say. Mr. Obaje, turn your video on, please. All right, I think he's not ready yet. Mrs. Ploma, today's topic is very important because people, investors, and other participants in the cryptocurrency project, some of them usually have this thought that during the bull run period, It is like it is consistent. It is like it comes forever and it remains forever. But we know that change is the only constant thing. There is time for bull run and there is time for what is the opposite of bull run again? Yeah, bear market. So bull run, bear market. Now, during the time of bull run, some people don't even know what to do then. Those who are not well informed might take that as an opportunity to, withdraw all their assets, all their digital assets. So, but then today's topics is simple. After bull run, what happens? Is there still hope after bull run? Maybe it depends on what one did during the period of bull run. Let's hear your thoughts, first of all, on what bull run means. Then what investors and other participants in the venture, should do during the period of bull run, and then afterwards, is there still hope? Thank you.
Yeah, I think bottom line, the bull run is when it normally comes after the 4-year cycle, but then, like we said, change is dynamic, and what we are witnessing today, because in the earlier days, the projects that were deployed on the blockchain were few. So the 4-year cycle ran without much issues. But as of today, there are millions of projects that are out there. So the scenario has changed. And it has changed in the sense that now what drives any project is community. It's the community that creates bull run now. We are looking at what might likely happen now might be a super cycle, because the bull run came, but did the bull really run? Because we saw Bitcoin at the highest market cap of $123,000 thereabout, and then it has now plummeted to about $73,000 today. But then the issue now here is this: the other coins in the market, did they really actually see that rise? Yes, some did. Yes, some didn't. And it will be sheer, I would say, lack of information for anyone to sell off what he had during the bull run. Because the cycle is now moving to what we call super cycle. And as long as there's a community that is driving a project, then I think their own bull run has not even come. That's just the bottom line. The what we are doing now is offering knowledge to whoever that cares to come and join us, so that they'll understand how the dynamics work in the crypto space, and then for them to get driving projects now, whether it is bull run or the bear market, is honestly the community. Once there's a project that has a good community, a beautiful utility, and it is fair launch, you understand, I think the community can drive this very particular token even through bear market, and there will still be maximum gain for every investor that invests. And then secondly, like I said earlier, one should not sell everything that he has, except if the projects one has invested in do not, maybe they may not have communities. But then the issue is you cannot even sell all that you have as long as the projects are good. You can take some profit, which is what we always advise, because most of these projects, for example, I will cite an example with Bodyscan AI. This Bodyscan AI is an asset. You don't sell off your asset, do you? You can only, take some profit when you see some to take care of little challenges here and there, but certainly not selling an asset. We don't sell assets. And so most of the projects that we have that we are shilling in Dharma Academy, especially the body scan AI, is a project that has come, that has beautiful utility, that is coming to solve the healthcare of, it's a revolution in the healthcare industry. And once that app is deployed, everybody will definitely want to use it. And as such, our token will continue to rise. So as far as I'm concerned, honestly, selling your asset in whatever season is not the best. Yes, you can take profit, but then look at the longer term. And that is why we keep telling the community that patience is key. Patience is key. And I think Digital Chief is on the line as a whole co-host. I think he can still shed more light on this. Thank you.
All right, Digital Chief, since you have been called upon, could you please help us to understand better what Mrs. Poloma has just discussed? Or Digital, I hope you are ready. Unmute yourself. You want to speak. Digital Chief, okay, you are not ready yet. All right, let's continue the program. Mrs. Poloma, can you hear me? Now, you mentioned community. Community is very important in the business of cryptocurrency. Now, what exactly is the relationship between the community and then the bull run?
Can I come in here?
Oh, all right,
okay,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for having me at this time. If I have to take through the last question you asked, the relationship between community and bull run, I want to say that basically what drives any market is adoption. Adoption is what drives a market. So talking about relationship between community, what makes up this adoption is when individuals from every part of the world begin to accept and use a particular crypto project for transactional basis for its utility. That's what is called adoption, and it's based on community. In the past, when in 2020 to 2021, after the halving of Bitcoin halving of 2020, the market saw a tremendous uptrend in the crypto cycle, and it was triggered by Bitcoin halving. But at the same time, during that period, it wasn't every cryptocurrency that was in the market then that actually went up. And that's what the significant uptrend that people experienced was Shiba Inu, which made a significant uptrend up over 1 million X and over 100,000% in appreciation in value. And that was because the Shiba Inu community formed an army, a very strong community around Shiba Inu, spreading the noise about Shiba Inu, educating the masses about Shiba Inu and cryptocurrency at large. And that community was what caused heavy adoption for Shiba Inu. So in this dispensation in the ecosystem, last 2 years, I think 2024 to 2025, there was a particular project that made a very massive uptrend, the official Trump token. That was because of Trump's influence in the ecosystem and his massive adoption, and the community adopted the project and made almost $76 billion in about 1 week. That's because of community. So in this age, after era of post-bull run era, a project that lacks community will not move forward, and many of them will die a natural death. Community has to do with, if you relate it with national currencies like fiat, you will discover that any nation that is doing well, their currency gets stabilized. That's because the country is doing well. So in the crypto space at this era, communities that does well by educating the masses and educating newbies will rather have more adoption of their projects than the ones that doesn't have community. So once there is community engagement and they keep pushing and promoting and educating the masses about the project, automatically the boo, which is now the token, will see an upside movement. That's the relationship between boo run and community.
Beautiful. Digital Chief, thank you very much for that commentary. Let's welcome Mr. Moses Obaje. After 1 or 2 weeks of exit from our program, he's back here with us. Good evening, Mr. Obaje. You're welcome to the blockchain world.
Thank you, Mr. Tochukwu, and I believe you can see me, you can hear me. I've been battling with network, I think all through today. But thank God, I am able to avail myself.
I'm glad.
It's a pleasure to be here once again. Thank you very much.
Yes, I'm glad you have joined. I also hope that your network will be consistent until we finish this program. All right, we are talking about navigating the cryptocurrency world after the bull run period. Now, could you help us to understand, because just like I told Mrs. Poloma before you joined us, that during the bull run period, many people expect that it will linger forever. But change is very constant in life, and bull run doesn't happen all the time. So many people misuse that period with or without community. Some investors, some traders misuse that period. And after the bull run has elapsed, they become hopeless. So help us to understand what investors and other participants in this venture should do, both during and after the bull run.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tochukwu. People need to understand that the terrain is already changing, and I believe knowledge is key. You understand? In the previous era where we had bull runs that blasted the space, where you see people talking about bull run, what they made out of the bull run is gone. You understand? Then in the crypto space, we had few currencies, we have few tokens that were in circulation. You understand? Because one thing that is paramount in the cryptocurrency space is adoption. So there were very few cryptocurrencies for adoption in the previous era. But as we speak today, a lot of cryptocurrencies are already in circulation. And so the power of the bull run in the previous era will never be the same with the era we are in today. So the power of the bull run in this era is no longer by hype. You understand? It's more or less community adoption. Who are which community is behind a certain token or a certain coin? Excuse me. Because let's look at the fiat currency. You will agree with me that the US dollar is trending. It has a value because of the level of adoption it has globally. It has become a centerpiece in terms of transaction. Today, let every country that deals with the US dollar retrieve back and say, okay, we're no longer going to transact using the US dollar. It will become valueless. You understand? So in as much as we have an increase in the number of cryptocurrencies today, people have decided to pick a certain token or a certain coin to be their means of transaction, which reduces the adoptability of other tokens. Now, just like I likely mentioned, let's assume people now take out funds from Bitcoin and say, okay, I no longer want to hold Bitcoin. I want to hold Ethereum, or I want to hold Solana, or I want to hold XRP, or I want to hold Bodyscan AI. So the adoption rate has been dispersed to so many different currencies at the moment. And so therefore, the type of uptrend you will see during bull run is gone. So bull run solely is dependent today, number one, on the community behind that currency. Now, the use case of that currency is also very, very paramount. What problem has that currency come to solve? Is it just a meme coin? Is it a degen, or it is a utility token? So this aspect of a bull run is the trend is changing over time. And I tell you, changes will continue to evolve as far as the bull run is concerned. Because like I said in some of our previous engagements, that look, when you invest in a certain token and that token pumps, maybe does 100x or 1,000x or 10,000x, and then you decide to take out your phone, as at that point in time, your bull has run. But the bull will not just run because of Bitcoin halving, where we have previously, you see the bull run happens after the Bitcoin halving. That is after every 4 years. No, bull run can take place at any point in time as far as this ecosystem is concerned at the moment, based on the community behind the said cryptocurrency and also the use case of that currency. So that's what is really happening in the space. In as much as people are saying the bull run has come and gone, yes, as far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin hit about $125,000 to $126,000 and it retraced. So when we say the bull has run, yes, for those who entered the market when Bitcoin was less than $100,000 and they got to $125,000, the bull might have run for them. For those who entered the market when Bitcoin was at $125,000 and it has now retraced, they might think they are in the bear market. You understand? So the bull run will have no specific time, as far as I'm concerned, based on knowledge, that this is the specific time the bull will run. No, because the market now has expanded and people have gotten more knowledge and are diversifying as far as the space is concerned.
Wow, that was very nice of you. Mrs. Ploma, unmute yourself, please. When we talk about bull run, I hope the constant or the fundamental element surrounding it is consistency of the increase in price over time, consistency. Because take for instance, I have $1 in my account today. Tomorrow it becomes $2. Next tomorrow it becomes $3. The next it goes back to 2. Can I say there is bull run for me? Because Mr. Obaje says that bull run is not general. You might have your own bull run. Your own bull run might become my own bear market. So it is not across board, in a period of time. So what exactly are the elements, characterizing this bull run?
The elements characterizing this bull run is the uptrend in value of assets, of digital assets. But one thing that one ought to know is that it is in economics, it is normal for ups and downs. You understand? Prices will rise, prices can fall. That is just natural with law of economics. When demand increases and the asset is in less supply, the price will rise. When others probably dump and there's more in the market, you understand? That's why there's volatility in this space, and it is just marked and characterized by volatility. And anytime prices rise, there has to be what we call consolidation. It consolidates. So it is not out of place for your dollar to rise to $3 and then fall back to $2 or even less than $1. But what one should look at, that is why we teach patients, is always look at the future, not the immediate. And that is why we teach people to be patient. Even when you see it, a Bitcoin dropping in value, it doesn't mean it is just for that very particular time. Like now, most of the projects are undergoing what we call consolidation. It is not that these projects are dead or what have you, that the downward trend will continue. No, it's just a season of consolidation, which is just normal. So we expect whoever it is that is in this space to have this knowledge that even when you see Bitcoin skyrocketing to $150 and then it suddenly drops to $70, it doesn't mean that it has lost value. No, it is just a period of consolidation in the market. Why? Because there are institutional adopters that are coming into the space. And at the same time, what is playing out these days is you find there's manipulation by the big guys. You know, they dump and then create fear in the market. What we call paper hands. Now, you know, that fear and greed index rises and they dump. And they quickly come back and mop it up. So there's actually what we call manipulation as well in the market. That's why sometimes the consolidations are like that. You understand? A big shot like Michael Saylor might choose to, you know, sell over 1,000 Bitcoins. And then the next moment, you'll see him buying, mopping more. Why? Because the weaker hands, the paper hands, what we call them, have sold out because they are fearful that the value of the asset that they have is depreciating. Not knowing that it is the period where those that have diamond hands that are looking at the future, they will keep buying and then ensure that they keep these assets. And there's something that is now coming into the system, what we call locking of tokens. Locking of your tokens. When you lock a token, it creates scarcity in the project, and then it gives it more value. So a lot of projects are now into the era of locking of their tokens. So, once you lock a token, for example, for like 1 year or 5 years, it means that token is removed out of circulation and kept in a purse until it matures. That's when you begin to access according to the percentage that you want. So I think that's the best that I can say. I hope you got something.
Yeah, what do you mean by maturity in this context? What makes it to mature and what happens when it matures?
Good. What makes it to mature is that, for example, now I can choose to lock my body scan AI for the next 1 year. Once it has been locked, it is in a smart contract. I will have no access to it until the period that I've locked it elapses.
All right.
And in the course of locking it up, I will now, you know, give an instruction as to how I want, after maturity, whether I want it to be released in batches, 20%, 50% over time, you know, just to stabilize a project and give it more value. And then more credibility and trust even among other investors that are coming into the system. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Obaje, our digital mama said earlier that one of the things that investors or participants should do, even when there is a bull run, is to pick up the profits, but not the capital. You leave the capital and take your profits. So I would like you to tell us other things that needed to be done by participants during bull run and after bull run also.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tochukwu, with that line of thought. Now, number one thing that I always tell people is, number one is what is called the market psychology after bull run. That's what we call the market psychology, because after a strong upward trend, now market sentiments tends to shift dramatically. Now, because of optimism, it can give way to uncertainty, it can give way to fear or even overconfidence. So many investors at this point in time experience what we call FOMO. You understand, fear of missing out. And because of this, just like Digital Mama rightly mentioned, there is that tendency that during the rally, there will be panic selling during this period, whereby you see an uptrend and now it is beginning to take corrections, to consolidate after people are taking profit. They've seen profit, they are taking profit, and then the market is trying to correct itself so that it can consolidate. Now, many investors will experience fear of missing out. You understand? So it is paramount for investors to recognize these emotional patterns because they are crucial. Because it is this emotional decision making that often leads to buying at market tops or selling at market lows. You understand? Where people see a token is pumping and then they jump into it, not knowing maybe it has gotten to its peak, and then before you know it, the downward trend begins to come because there's that fear of missing out. So they don't want to miss out of the market. They just jump into the market, buy at maybe at an all-time high, and then before you know it, it begins to come down, beginning to take correction, and then because of fear of missing out, not fear of losing their maybe capital, they go back and sell. So people should understand the market psychology, when to opt into a project and when to opt out. And the truth of the matter is, look for an upcoming project so that you will not be having all these challenges, all these uncertainties in the market, just like the body scan AI. I believe those who came into the project at the early stage, which we are still in the early stage of body scan AI, less than I think $230,000 market cap. No matter the downward trend, it doesn't scare anybody because we know that over time, $230,000 market cap is nothing to write home about because body scan AI will rise to $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $10 million, $100 million, and even over $1 billion market cap. So having this knowledge safeguards you as an investor so that you know when to opt into a project so that you can, the issue of FOMO will not be a problem to you. You understand? The issue of uncertainty will not be there because you know definitely with the market capitalization of this project, there is going to be an uptrend over time. Then they should understand that there is this increased volatility and price corrections, just like I rightly mentioned at the onset, because post-bull run markets are typically marketed by heightened volatility. Heightened volatility. Why? Because of FOMO. People don't want to lose, people don't want to miss out. But like Digital Mama rightly mentioned, it is not the time for you to become scared. And that's why most of the times you hear when we advise people, we said, invest what you can afford to lose. Does that mean you're going to lose? No, it requires patience. As far as you are an investor, not a trader, you understand you are investing for the future. You shouldn't be afraid when you see the volatility taking place, because after the bull run, prices may fluctuate sharply as investors take profit, and also speculative capital exits the market. Those who enter the market because of speculations will want to exit the market, seeing that the market is going down. So corrections do not necessarily signal the end of cryptocurrency's long-term potential. No. Rather, they often represent a market reset. The market will reset when people take out profit, allowing prices to better reflect a real value and utility. Yes, because when there is a pump, it might exceed its value as at that point in time in the market. All right, it might even exceed its utility value. Let me put it that way. But at a point in time when profits have been taken out, there is a balance that will better reflect the value of that token you are holding. Then also, number 3 is investors should be able to separate hype from fundamentals, even after the bull run. Because one key feature of post-bull run period is the decline of hype-driven projects. Projects that they hype. After the bull run, those projects will begin to nosedive. So tokens that arose solely based on speculations often struggle. You understand? They often struggle. While projects with strong fundamentals, such as real-world use cases, tend to endure the pressure. You understand? They tend to endure the pressure. You see, there will be that downward trend, but they will come to a level whereby they maintain a certain level of confidence in the market because of the utility they have, and because of the community that is backing that project with trust. You understand? So this phase always rewards participants who focus on research and long-term value rather than short-term trends. And that's why we always advise people with the project we have in hand, because it is a long-term project. It's not based on hype. It is not based on short-term trends. The body scan AI, no. The body scan is a long-term trending project. In fact, it has not even started, like I always tell people. So, and then number 4, maybe after the number 4, I might stop. Following a bull run, there should be a regulatory and institutional influence, because regulatory scrutiny often increases as government and financial institutions respond to market growth. Because new regulations can introduce short-term uncertainty in the market, but may also strengthen the market by improving transparency, all right, and investor protection. Because once there are regulations that will protect the investor, there is more confidence in a certain project. You understand? So institutional involvement in a certain project can stabilize certain segments of the market, even when there are downward turns. It's just like, for instance, now we have an institution coming into body scan AI, all right? It will stabilize the market to that level whereby there will be a kind of certainty, a kind of trust from investors based on that regularization from that institution. And then people need to learn lessons from different market participants, because experienced investors should reassess risk exposure. We should, as experienced investors, be able to balance our portfolios and avoid assuming that past gains will continue indefinitely. That's one of the challenges investors have in the market. You understand? You see an upward trend, and maybe a project that is at $1 million market cap rose to maybe $2.5 million market cap. The expectation of an investor is that since it has gotten to $2.5 million market cap, it might get to $3 million market cap. And when it gets to $3 million market cap, the investor is thinking, okay, it might get to $3.5 million market cap. So we should try as much as possible to avoid assumption that past gains that we have seen in the market will continue indefinitely. So I will advise that crypto enthusiasts can use quieter market periods. When I mean quieter market periods, is when the market has consolidated, all right, and has maintained its utility value as a point in time, to deepen their understanding of blockchain technology. They should learn the blockchain technology. They should learn about decentralized finance and also learn about emerging technologies and innovations, just like artificial intelligence is taking over the space. And I'll advise those who are entering into the market as new entrants to be very, very cautious. They should prioritize education first and avoid investing based solely on social media trends and price momentum. That's my candid submission as at this point in time. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that comprehensive analysis. Now, blockchain is a decentralized bank owned by the masses, controlled by technology. As the ecosystem evolves, it will get to a time when blockchain networks will retain more holders than Jitter. This will be occasioned by a high level of confidence in the projects like Scan AI. That is coming from our digital chief, NPO. Thank you for that wonderful explanation. All right, Mrs. Poloma, do diamond holders have significant control over a particular project?
Yeah, diamond holders have a significant control. Control in the sense that they assist projects to build, they assist in building trust and confidence in a project. Because they are holding, they are not like the everyday trader or those that come into the scene without much knowledge. Immediately they see a 10% gain, they are out there to, scoop. No, diamond holders are the real, those that gain eventually in gain the investment. Why? Because they are holding, building trust in the system, creating confidence for other investors to come and invest in such a project. So diamond holders have a great place in any project at all.
But can we say that diamond holders bear the name they bear because they have more money than those who invest today and withdraw tomorrow?
No. You don't have to own a large size to be a diamond hand. As long as you keep your emotions intact, the little that you have, you hold on to it, not thinking of setting that asset in the nearest future, but you are holding for long term. Your mind is made up. So whatever you see happening in the market, your mind is made up. It doesn't mean that you have the largest, holding. No. No matter how small that you have, and that is why we equally always advise that whoever is coming in to invest what you can afford to lose. And then we keep on emphasizing that do not invest your feeding money, your children's school fees. You can invest gradually. Any funds that you can drop and forget about it for like a few years. So it doesn't mean you have to have large sums of investment for you to be a diamond hand. No.
All right, thank you very much. Now, one more question directed to Mr. Obaje. Now, on the surface, common sense would say, oh, because Bitcoin is the mother of all cryptocurrencies, now it is nice that I or one invest in it. Now, supposing that one is rich enough to invest in cryptocurrency, would you advise the person to invest in crypto or a project that has a lower market cap?
Now, it's solely dependent on the investor, you understand. Because why is the investor coming into the space? Because cryptocurrencies are a store of value. You understand? So if the investor is coming in just to come and dump his funds there for just safekeeping, for over time, fine and good, he can go for Bitcoin. But if he's coming in as an investor that wants to make profit, why go for Bitcoin? Why go for Bitcoin? Because like I used to give this analysis, I said the Bitcoin is already a bull that has grown so large, all right, that has grown so fat, that is overweight, that cannot run fast. So if you're an investor that you are coming into the space to make good money, why not look for a calf that is just upcoming, that is well bred, you understand, no fat, that has eaten well. And when you pick it to run, it can outrun Bitcoin. Because I do not see, yes, Bitcoin will get to that point where you see it at $1 million per coin, but I do not see it coming so quick. You understand? So before Bitcoin can give you, let's say, 2x, I believe these new tokens, just like body scan AI, can give you 1,000x. It's very much possible. You understand? So it's dependent on why the person is coming into the market. In fact, if you are coming in just to come and just dump the money, not for profit, why buy Bitcoin? Why not keep your money in USDT? You understand? And you know the funniest thing? He who has more wants to get more.
Yeah.
So I don't see anybody that is coming into the space that will just come and say, okay, let me just go and buy Bitcoin because I just want to buy Bitcoin. No, he want to even make more. You understand? And by so doing, he want to look for a project that is just coming up with low market cap and a very good utility. And that's why we'll continue to preach the gospel of body scan AI. It's one of those projects that any investor I always advise, okay, come in, because you will get what you so desire, which is more. All right, thank you very much.
But when will be the bull run of body scan AI? Are we going to have bull run this year?
Yes, we will. We will. That one is for sure.
Okay.
Yes, that one is for sure. Last year we had bull run now. For body scan, yeah, there was bull run. You understand? Depending on when you came into the market. So this year also there will be bull run as far as
whenever last year there was a bull run and I was tempted to withdraw my money, but I said no. Let me heed to what experts in the field told me. So let me just wait till the rainy day. A time will come when it will be so ripened that I will be, begged by people to withdraw my money, but not now. So,
but what you saw last year is just the tip of the iceberg as far as body scan AI is concerned. What you saw last year is a tip of the iceberg. Something is loading. Would that make noise until when it happens?
All right, that's great. Sure. That's great. That's wonderful. I don't know if we have any question from the audience. Any question? No question. Thank you very much. Our beautiful guest, intellectual guest, Mr. Moses Obaje, aka AI Prof, and always laughing, Mrs. Shifra Poloma, or Digital Mama. Thank you very much. I love your laughter. It gives me courage to still invest more in body scan AI. All right, that's it for today, this session. Viewers, if you love this program, do not hesitate to hit the like button, make your comments, share this video, and subscribe to GDM TV. Whatever question you have, whatever suggestion you want to make all of them in the comment section on our YouTube channel. We shall meet again next week for a fresh edition of Blockchain World, coming to you from Diaspora Digital Media in partnership with Digital Assets Management Academy based in Abuja. Of course, the two of the brilliant tutors we have had today, we're still going to have them again and over again and again until we are satisfied with knowledge in this cryptocurrency world. Thank you once again, Mr. Moses Obaje and Mrs. Shifra Poloma.
Thank you for having us.
All right, viewers.
Thank you for having us.
That is from me, Coach Raphael. We shall meet again. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a wonderful evening.